Expand our knowledge here a little bit. Why would this process be clinically significant? John?
Keeps like the action potential of like the nerve signal strong, because if you like by having all those pumps, it refreshes like the message.
It will allow for both a nerve cell and a muscle cell to relax, meaning they don't both have to be constantly where that means your body would be okay, clenched. All right? So having this process where, like, if we need to do something, this process will occur, but it will also allow the muscles to relax. Okay? Can you think of another way this might be clinically significant? All right, let's think outside the box a little bit, because we have to do that, okay? You're out there doing your clinicals, or you're out there working in the field, and patient comes in, patient has delayed muscle responses, and they're complaining of feeling, you know, sluggish or whatever. Like things in their bodies are just not actually working correctly. So, doctor comes in, checks them out, and says, okay, let's do some blood work. They draw some blood, send it to the lab, and the blood work comes back. You have to look at it, then the doctor has to look at it. What do you think is going to be out of balance? A deficiency? Whitney, chances are their sodium levels are affected. Now, we have issues where sodium can be too high, sodium can be too low. Both are a health concern. If too much sodium, it would cause the muscles to be decreased in function. Too little makes them hyperactive, contraction. Now, the other side to this, it could also be their potassiums. It could be magnesiums. It could be calciums. Every single one of these is an ion. And that can be checked in the blood work. That becomes the point, hopefully, that they begin to try to correct the problem. Here's the other part to it that we haven't learned yet, okay? In our bodies, we have 3 types of muscle. We have our skeletal muscle that we think about, the muscle that's smooth, viscera of the body, and we have cardiac. Therefore, anything goes wrong with these electrolytes, and because of the way they work, can lead to death. If you can understand this concept that I'm teaching you right now, you will understand every topic we talk about. because it is going to be at this level. Everything occurs in the body. And if the ions are incorrect in the body, it is going to affect every system of the body. If you can understand this concept that I'm teaching you right here, the movement of these ions, you will understand everything in this class. Questions? Did that answer? Because this is really the basis of how the body's going to work. Because everything that we have to learn, we have got to learn at the level of this cell. We are going to be dependent for every activity that occurs in the cell at this level. When you get into part 2 and you begin talking about other systems, when you get into talking about the respiratory system, the digestive system, the urinary system, it's this that you need to know. Because the only way to deal with pathology is to deal with it at the cellular level. Okay? Okay. All right. No questions? Did I do that good of a job?
I just have one quick question. So, the ions on the inside of the cell determine the charge of the voltage gate?
Yes.
Okay.
When you change that voltage inside the cell, that's going to cause everything else that occurs in the membrane with those proteins. Yep. Yes. When you change the voltage on this inside of the cell, that is going to affect everything else that happens in that membrane. And when we look at this in relationship to the nervous system, because that is one of the two systems that control the body. Everything is innervated. All right. Now, heart is not dependent on the nervous system, but every other part of the body is. This is how the nerve is working. The nerve is working on the change of these ions across the membrane. It does the same thing. If you look at the nerve cell, it's going to have negative, negative, but when it sends a signal, it's now active, and those minuses are becoming positive on the inside of that cell. And whatever it encounters, and it can encounter one of three things. It can encounter muscle, another nerve, or gland. That's everything in your body. So when the nerve is active, whatever it's attached to becomes active. This is the basis of everything. Okay, pretty cool. All right. So, we'll pick up at the other stuff on Monday.